If you always follow trends, you will always be a follower. To be a leader, you need to learn how to set trends. That's the only true way of staying relevant and standing out from the crowd of designers who are just trend followers. In this video, I'll show you how to go from follower to trend setter in your freelance web design career. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adrian Somoza, former lead designer at MediaMox turned full-time business owner, and I help freelance web designers not only improve their design skills but also uncap their income ceiling. So if you're already finding valuable in my free content, imagine learning alongside me and other like-minded web designers who can help you in your journey. The BONT Club is my signature consulting program that goes beyond just taking your freelance web design skills to an advanced level. It's about learning how to turn those skills into a paycheck, giving you the freedom to do more of what you love. So if you're ready to join us, then click the link below to apply for a free consultation and let's have a chat. Having said that, let's dive into the topic of today. So what's the key to setting trends? Innovation comes from combining ideas in new ways, not really copying what's already popular, right? So combining ideas in new ways. A great way to approach this is by using the pyramid of references. Let's take a look at this pyramid. So at the base of the pyramid, as you can see, is nature, the most raw and foundational source of inspiration. Everything in design traces back to natural forms. For example, airplanes are inspired in birds, right? They have wings exactly like birds. So early inventions, right, graphic designs, and even today's interfaces stem from observations of the natural world. Moving up, you have historical and cultural references like art, manuscripts, and architecture. These represent eras and styles that stood the test of time. And then at the top you have modern digital design, like what you can see on Dribbble, Behance, LinkedIn, Instagram, social media, right? Now, while this can inspire, relying solely on them can limit your creativity because they will often reflect existing trends, right? What everyone basically is doing. So the goal is to pull ideas from all levels of the pyramid, not just the top. And I want to emphasize this. Most designers don't do this. Most designers just go to Dribbble, go to Behance, and that's where they take the inspiration from. But to really make something unique and creative, you have to go outside of those sources of inspiration and find inspiration in other sources that might not be that obvious. The broader your references, the more innovative and timeless your designs are going to be. So here are 2 steps to become a trend setter. Number 1 is make purposeful design decisions. So focus on aligning your designs with your client's goals and values, not just current trends. So let me show you 2 examples of this. So first off is the house that Yoch built. This was a website that went site of the day in 2018, and if you see it today, it's still relevant, right? Now, what makes this website unique is the combination of visual elements that is not typical. It's not something you see in Dribbble, it's not something you see in Behance. Now, where did these decisions come from? Well, it came from the business, and what I did is understand what the business was about and then reflect that with my visual decisions. So for example, this is a studio that has both video and music production. So what I did with this website is combine in the art direction or the brand identity of the website elements from old cameras, right, like the Kodak 5005 EPP, right, and these little marks here that kind of wink to old cameras, right? Also, this rotating target is a wink to old cameras, right? The focus of cameras. And then when you get into the website, you still see, the focus animation. You open it, you have some digital element to it, because it's a little bit of digital production, right? Music and video production, but it's also analogic, right? Like this focus. And then I also combined that and included a little bit of the oscilloscope in the transitions between rooms, like for the loading, like you can see here. So this animation is a wink to the oscilloscope graph that you can see here. So that's one example. The other example is Elway Capital, right? So in this website, this is a website for John Elway. He was a American football player, and he used to play for the Denver Broncos. And if you see one of his t-shirts, it has this color palette. His club used to be, I think the first club he was in, used to have this color palette from high school. So this is where the color palette comes from. So I didn't go to Dribble and just say like color palette, right? Or just check what's trendy out there. I really made sure that the color palette was tied to something related to this particular business. So that's what I mean with doing meaningful decisions. Also, these strategic drawings come from American football strategies. And then I have those things playing out throughout the whole website, right? And those are little visual elements that make the website unique and help the website stand out from the crowd of people who are just, picking the most trendy colors out there. Because trendy colors, trendy typographies, trendy visual elements are just gonna be outdated a year from now, 2 years from now. And they're also gonna be lost in the sea of other businesses using the same type of visual style. But each project for me has a unique opportunity to uncover the intangible, right? And visualize it in a way that's unique and that hasn't been done before. So the other thing that I want you to think about to become a trendsetter is to broaden your visual input. So spend at least 30 minutes daily exploring diverse sources of inspiration: nature, architecture, interior design, even photography, whatever comes to mind. Even reading could be a potential source of inspiration. So this expands your mental catalog of visual imagery and helps you make unique connections between fields and between topics. Remember, we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're not creating something that doesn't exist. We are combining things that already exist. It's just that you are always looking at the same source of inspiration, which is Dribble, Behance, and so it's gonna all look the same. But if you start combining sources of inspiration and broaden your visual catalog, it's gonna dramatically change your output. Remember this: input determines out. So the type of images that you input in your mind will determine the type of output that you will produce. So by referencing diverse sources and creating meaningful designs, you establish yourself as a trend setter. And I promise you, other designers will look to your work for inspiration, and that's how you lead the industry. Now, designing unique trend-setting websites is great, but if you're a freelance web designer stuck scaling beyond 6 figures, right, and relying solely on referrals to get new clients, these skills alone won't give you the results that you want. Been there and tried that. So that's why I created the BONT Club, to help you build a financially peaceful and a creatively challenging career. Click the link below to apply to join, and let's chat about the possibility of working together to take your freelance career to the next level. If you're not ready to join the BONT Club but want to keep learning for free, right, about design, make sure to check out the free Golden Canon Grid course for web designers. The link is going to be below as well. That's it for today's video. I hope you found it valuable, and as always, let's bridge the gap one pixel at a time.